I called him master, and it felt damn right. Part 1. Who is a master? He's not the man with a whip and shouting commands. He's the one who reads pauses, feels your rhythm, and walks into your mind like it's an open book. He doesn't demand, he creates a space where you want to surrender. With him you feel safe, held, and at some point you realize his desires become your own. Hi, my name is Mia. I worked as a webcam model for 2 years. During that time I heard it all, from basic fantasies to things you'd rather never know. Each night felt like stepping into a new world, sometimes light, sometimes sharp as a blade. His username was disgusting, Anus Explorer. I rolled my eyes, audibly. I had no intention of exploring anything he hinted at, and yet he entered the room. No camera, no words, in invisible mode. At first, I didn't even notice him. Then came his first message. It was strangely formal. I observe. I look for sincerity, real reactions, honest eyes. I wanted to close the chat, but I didn't, because his messages weren't vulgar. They were deliberate, measured, precise, like someone who's done this 1,000 times. He wasn't flirting, he was analyzing. Then he wrote, I'm a master. Over 20 years of experience, I help women unlock themselves and explore their deepest desires. And then a list, intense, scary, even disturbing things, written without emotion like a checklist. I almost closed the window, but he stopped messaging, just waited, watching my reaction closely. Later he told me, you didn't run, you didn't laugh, you just read in silence. Your pinky twitched, you bit your lip. That's when I knew you were real. I didn't know it then, but he was hunting for real souls. He wasn't looking for a role, he was looking for a reaction. He invited me to private chat. I said no, but I typed it with hesitation, and he saw it. We won't do anything you're not comfortable with. I'll give instructions. You decide how far we go. I'll be respectful. Very. His tone wasn't dominant. It was steady. There was something in his voice most men lack. Authority without aggression. I hit accept. He didn't ask me to undress. He didn't turn on his camera. He simply said, sit comfortably, look at the screen, take a deep breath and exhale. Now again, I'm here, you're safe. And I did it. Part 2. One screen, one voice, 1 hour. He didn't ask me to undress. He didn't ask me to perform. He just wanted me to breathe. Deep breath. Now slowly exhale. Look at the screen. Don't look away. Just breathe, Mia. It lasted about 10 minutes. I breathed. He watched. I played with the hem of my skirt. He noticed. I touched a strand of hair. He typed. Too many movements. Calm your hands. He asked me to turn off the music. Even background noise bothered him. He wanted to hear only my breathing. I sat closer. On screen, my face, shoulders, hands. He asked me to lightly touch my neck, slowly, then my calves, then the edges of my skirt. No stripping, no exposure, but the arousal was in the body. Strong, slow, building. I felt tension in my stomach, my breath trembling, but he wouldn't allow a single step beyond the line. You're a good girl. Keep going. Every word of praise felt like a spark. Then he asked me to touch the edge of my underwear. Not to remove it, not to go inside, just to stroke the fabric, the outline, gently. An hour passed. I hadn't done anything explicit, and yet I was in a kind of trance, like floating, suspended between control and desire. "You don't realize how beautiful you look when you're holding back," he wrote. And I really was holding back. I was shaking, then suddenly, he wrote, "Enough," and disconnected. No goodbye, no explanation, just silence. My screen was empty, but inside, a storm. What was that? Why did I want more? Why did I feel so much trust for someone whose face I had never seen? And here's what I realized. It wasn't about him. It was about control. When you surrender, not because you're forced to, but because you choose to. When it's not an act, it's real. When the pleasure lives in the space between yes and not yet. It wasn't about sex. It was about power and about trust. Part 3. The taste of control. He didn't come often, once a month, sometimes less. Never announced himself, never said goodbye. He would simply vanish, leaving behind a strange emptiness and a sense of craving. But every time he appeared, it felt like a spell. He never rushed. He brought me back to my breath, my body, my voice, as if whispering, "Here and now, just you and me, just this." I knew I should resist, but around him, everything felt right. Every word, deliberate, every action, like it had already been written in a script I didn't author, but desperately wanted to live. He didn't push deep from the start. He walked me along the edge, asked for a little more, slightly shift the angle, move the fabric just enough, touch myself as if by accident, and I obeyed. Not because he forced me, but because I wanted to. At some point I realized I wasn't just following orders, I was waiting for them, craving them. This wasn't like any other private session. No touching, no performance, just tension, control, and the silence between us that screamed louder than words. He never called me baby, never used dirty talk. He simply wrote, "You're doing good. I'm proud of you. You're learning to hear your own body." And I smiled. When I started breathing faster, he noticed. When I nervously touched my hair, he typed, "Stop." When I held eye contact with the camera, he typed yes, just like that. I began to feel aroused not by touch, but by being seen, by the waiting, the tension, by the fact that someone saw me, not my body, me. For the first time, I understood what I truly needed. It wasn't about pain, not about humiliation. It was about surrendering, completely, consciously, safely. He helped me explore myself, not as an object, but as a woman who gets to choose what she wants. He never crossed the line. He held me at the threshold, exactly where true intimacy is born. And then he disappeared. Just like that. No words, no goodbyes, no explanation. I waited, checked a room, the inbox, the site, nothing. But I wasn't angry. In a way, it felt right. He came when I needed him, and left when I was ready to stand on my own. Since then, I've changed. More confident, more sensual, more honest. He helped me discover not only what I enjoy in sex, he showed me what consensual, healthy submission can feel like. No pain, no shame, no act. He was my master, and I'm still grateful. Have you ever let someone take control of you and felt completely free?